So how about that? This should be pretty interesting, isn't it? So, Turkmenistan. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, where should I put Turkmenistan? I remember Bolt and Bankrupt started the video with rating the post-Soviet countries, with putting Turkmenistan at the bottom of his rating. I would like to put Turkmenistan at the S tier. I think Turkmenistan deserves the #1 spot because it's not fully globalized country. All right, every other country lives by the same playbook. While Turkmenistan is closed, you cannot easily access it, and people wear the traditional clothing. The presidents are a little bit crazy, right? They made a rule that you have to paint the car white, otherwise it's illegal. But it makes it unique. Every other country just wants to raise the GDP, etc., while Turkmenistan is just crazy. Of course, people live mostly in very bad conditions. It's okay, but let's look at the Turkmenistan population. Turkmenistan fertility rate is 2.66, which is also great, while every other place is just dying. Okay, Latvia. Latvia, just because I know great people from Latvia, I will put it at D. The problem with Latvia is that you have to pay 21% taxes, no matter how much money you make. $500, $1,000 per month, maybe if you make $1 million, right, you gotta pay a little more, but you gotta pay 21% in taxes. Even if you are a very broke person, it doesn't make sense to me. And also, it's just there are a lot of great people there. People are beautiful there. But the country, I'm not sure, maybe it's almost a failed state, right? It's just subsidized by the European Union, but without the EU, it will be a failed state, most likely. Okay. Okay, next we have Armenia. Armenia, one of the oldest countries on the planet. It's even mentioned in the Bible, right, which is a great achievement. Russia is not mentioned in the Bible. I've been there many times. I wouldn't say that I enjoyed it, but what I remember about Armenia is that the whole country looks kind of red, something between red, burgundy, and purple. Okay, so it's some mix of this country, and it's not saturated color. The thing is, the whole country is built using a brick, or I should say some material that's extracted within the Armenia, and it's quite reddish. That's quite unique part about Armenia. I haven't seen such colors in every other place of the world. People, I should say, are also great, and there is this interesting thing about Armenia, and I should say Armenian, maybe not language, but they say Jan. So when you talk to another person, you will say Garik Jan. Garik Jan means dear Garik. Also, people in Azerbaijan also say the same thing, Jan. Danil Jan, etc. And all my friends can confirm it that I uh, when I say the name, I always say the Jan at the end. So I picked it up after being in Armenia in 2022. So I should put it at A. Azerbaijan. Um, I've been to every region of Azerbaijan. I've been to Baku and I've been to Ganja. Okay, so I should say I will put it at F. I'm sorry, but there is this interesting thing about Azerbaijan that throughout the whole country they put the banners with the photos of the president or the father of the current president throughout the whole country. And we were riding on a car, as I said, throughout the whole country, right? And we used to see the photos of the president and his father, Ilham Aliyev, and his father is, I forgot his name. And I had a company at that time. It was like 2 years ago. It was me and 3 of my friends. And we decided that when we come back to our countries, we're gonna buy banners in our places and we're gonna put our photos there so that people will be confused. Why is the guy's photo there? So I should say F. It will be well deserved. Okay, what do we have next? Belarus. Belarus, ladies and gentlemen. I should say that people are kind somehow in Belarus. Although I think genetically it's the same as Russian Slavs. But what I noticed that people are usually kinder. I don't know what kind of what's in their water, but just for the kindness, I put it at A. The cities are also clean. Very great. Estonia, I think it deserves an S because let's think. Estonia. I've been to Tallinn almost 4 years ago, right? It was 2nd August of 2022. And what do I remember about Tallinn? I remember that the Tallinn was clean. Okay, I remember eating bread with fish on top of it and with Coca-Cola drink. Ladies and gentlemen, this was the banger. And people are smart there, smart and beautiful. Definitely S. Georgia. Georgia, right? Where do I put Georgia, ladies and gentlemen? Maybe you have any ideas? Eighteen people on the stream, so okay, let me put Georgia at B. And let me explain. I lived in Georgia for 9 months, right? And there is no other country except Uzbekistan that lets Russians stay in their place for about a year. Uzbekistan lets Russians stay in their country for indefinitely, while Georgia lets you stay for 364 days. Also, Georgians are maybe a little hostile towards Russian, but it's understandable because of the history, right? So you don't feel yourself welcome there, right? But at the same time, they allow you to stay for almost a year, and it's quite confusing. Like, what's going on? Just okay, just if you don't like Russians these days, why don't you change the laws, right? So it's quite confusing situation. At the same, from one perspective, it's great, but from another perspective, it's I don't know what's going on. So I would like to put it at B. And I've been to every region of Georgia. Kazakhstan. Oh, by the way, I've been to every post-Soviet republic, apparently. Ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Except Ukraine and Turkmenistan. Kazakhstan is at maybe D. I've been to Almaty, which is located near the border with Kyrgyzstan. And what I noticed about Kazakh is that they are very similar to Russians. They also don't smile. Uh, they they like to show off. Uh, maybe it's an attribute of developing country, but Kazakh people like to buy Mercedes G-Wagons, flashy watches, and this is kind of became normalized there in Kazakhstan. And they don't smile. But what I like about Kazakh people a lot is their accent. I like the way they talk. It's very pleasing to hear. There are a lot of great people that I know from Kazakhstan. And Almaty was not to my liking, I should say. But it's a quite developing country, and by GDP per capita, they are already ahead of Russia. So I can only applaud this, right? I'm afraid to say anything wrong in this tier list. Yeah, because I believe Azerbaijan will just block access to me to their country, or next time I'm there, they're just gonna do something to me. I don't know. But let's proceed. Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyzstan is D, maybe F even, because it's similar to Kazakhstan, but it's less developed. So it's not to my liking. I don't remember any good. I don't even have any good memories about Bishkek. But previously in my live stream, I quoted Dostoevsky. He said, "Russia is a play of nature, not a play of mind." Right? And I think most of these post-Soviet republics are actually on the same page with Russia. Yeah, the nature is great in all of them, and that's about it. So Kyrgyzstan is famous for its lake. I forgot the name of this lake, but if you go there to Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, etc., you should just go to natural places, not to the cities. What do we have? Lithuania. I will put it at F. I have some people on the stream from Lithuania, but when we think of Lithuania, what do we think about? In 2022, I remember Lithuania was at the top of suicide rates, right? And when I visited Lithuania, I thought, oh, maybe it makes sense. Like, what's happening there here? But then also when we think of Lithuania, we think of basketball players, maybe. We think of Lithuanian, Polish, Commonwealth, right? But these days, what is it? It's almost a failed state. If there was no support subsidies from the European Union, let's look realistically, it will be a failed state. And it will just, I don't know, taken by Russia or... But right now it's just taken by the EU. So nothing interesting about the Lithuanian. At the current state, Lithuania doesn't deserve even D. And Latvia deserves D just because of friends that I have there. Russia is... Where should I put Russia? No, Russia is of course C, ladies and gentlemen, because it's the biggest country on earth. That's the great achievement, right? There are a lot of smart people, beautiful people. Okay, it's very important. Left-wing people don't like to hear it, but there are a lot of beautiful people. And it's just there are a lot of people. That's the thing. There are a lot of different. There are a lot of kind of. There are lots of kind of ethnicities, just like me, for example, Chuvash. Then we have Chechens, Karelians, Kalmyks, Buryats, etc. The economy isn't doing great, yes. But this tier list is not only about economy. It's just about my personal feeling, I should say. Tajikistan. Tajikistan. Tajikistan, ladies and gentlemen, is maybe B, and I have explanation. Tajikistan people preserve their culture.
Daniel, stretch your back. Hydration break.
Mark P3594 sent $10. Daniel, stretch your back. Hydration break. Let's update this thing. We have 31. So let me proceed with the Tajikistan. I think it's a great country. And by the way, thank you, Mr. Mark P. And by the way, I think it's a great country because they preserve their culture. They are a Muslim country. But at the same time, I happened to be there and I walked around Tajikistan, Dushanbe, and people wear traditional clothing. People are smiling, unlike Russians. People are welcoming. So I appreciate it about them. It's not all about economy, ladies and gentlemen. Latvian economy is probably doing better than Tajikistan, right? But I appreciate the culture of Tajikistan. They speak Farsi, which is originated in Iran. But the thing about their Farsi is that their Farsi is outdated. People from Iran, they usually say that sometimes when they hear Tajik people speaking, it feels like they speak literature Farsi, like it's written in the books, old books. That's the kind of Farsi they speak. And yeah, in general, Tajik people are outdated, and I would even like to say out of the arc. But that's a good thing. Next, we have Ukraine. I will put it at S because look, they managed to survive after these 4 years of fighting the second best world army, the second best army in the world, right? I mean, I don't know, true or not, but Russian army wasn't the worst, but they managed to do it. Whether it with help of another countries or not, but they managed to do it, and it's worth the applaudissements. Applaudissement is a French word. Applauses. Finally, we have Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan is at C. What I like about Uzbekistan is that it's developing even faster than Kazakhstan these days. They have higher momentum than Kazakhstan. The roads are very huge. I believe the roads in Tashkent are the legacy of the Soviet Union. I was very confused when the first time I've been there because I was just walking around, right, the capital of the Tashkent, and I just wanted to pass the road, and I had to look like this to see the other street. But they have a lot of great historical sites in Uzbekistan, like for example Bukhara, Samarkand, and a lot of others. And Kazakhstan, for example, I don't remember a lot of historical sites, so I will put Uzbekistan at C. So what do you think, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think about my rating? Please let me know.